Hello, back again with another talk on Freedom Revealed. If you want to understand how the world works and why it works in a very simple manner, this is the book for you. This is the one you've been waiting for. There's nothing like it out there. You got to believe me on this. There really isn't. And the nice thing about this book and the concepts in it, everything is self-evident. You read the comments or the contents and you understand the mechanisms that are involved in nature and the marketplace and government, and you go, yeah, of course, that's how it has to work. It has to work that way. Self-evident. So on a self-evident note, people have asked me repeatedly now, how come the marketplace can do things that the government can't? And I had to think about that for a while, but once you get it, it's pretty darn easy. And we should go back to the marketplace and divide it in two. The marketplace has a formal and an informal part. The informal part is you, me, the next guy, we're sitting there, hey, you get the pizza, I'll get the movie tickets, or let's go to your house and watch the game, and I'll bring over the popcorn, whatever. But we trade all the time. People just do it. That's what we do. And we don't even think about it because it's so common and so ordinary. And the reason we trade is it makes our lives easier. Why would we trade unless it made our lives easier? That's the informal part of the marketplace. The formal part of the marketplace is what we call business. Business, you have goods and services being produced on a commercial scale. And people make things in exchange for money. Now, I'll get into what money is a little later. I don't want to get into that now. But the point of a formal marketplace is you have what we call a business. Maybe they have a location, maybe they don't. But they produce something. YouTube produces videos. I'm going to leave a video on YouTube today. Stores produce shirts. You want to buy a shirt, you want to buy a bottle of soda pop in Michigan, you go to the store, you buy what you want. That's the formal marketplace. And why is it that the marketplace works? It sounds so simple, but government can't do it. Even though it sounds ridiculously simple, you just provide a good and service. It sounds real simple. Well, the nature of the world is that everyone in business has to manage waste. In order to manage waste, you have to have people that are dedicated to looking at what waste is. And what it boils down to, in all cases I know of in business, is details. Okay? People in business, they don't change the world, they don't change their business, they don't change the whole concept of it or format of it overnight. No, it's the little things that they're competing against the guy across the way, a guy down the block. They want their products to be better than the next guy's. And when you're competing, you get an advantage. And when you have that advantage, people come and buy your product. But the thing that always gets people in every business I've ever talked to are the little details, the little unexpected nits that pop up that you say, oh man, I never even thought of that. And once I thought about it, I said, yeah, of course, I've got to watch out for that. I can't give you an example. Well, I can give you an example in my business. It's a little technical, but the term hydrogen embrittlement, I became very familiar with because it cost me a lot of money once. Every steel part, or many steel parts, are heat treated. In the heat treating process, if it's not handled correctly, you get what's called hydrogen embrittlement, and what happens with the steel is it's brittle and it can break. And that happened to me, and it cost me a lot of money. And I'll be honest, I didn't know anything about it in the beginning. I know a lot about it now. But this is what I'm talking about, the little details. Every business has the same thing. Now let's look at government. You hire people, you put them in a bureaucracy, put them in their cubicle, say, yeah, I want you to produce this goods and service. And they go, okay, I'll order so many of these, or I'll do so many of those. And you know what they never think of, and they can't think of, because they're not involved in the business? They can't think of the details. It's just impossible. That's the reason that the marketplace can supply goods and services at a very, very cheap price. When you compare it to a government that's non-competitive, they can't compete, to be quite simple. It's simply because the people in government can't know the little details. They haven't been brought up in the business. They don't know the little nuances. They don't know what little details can come and bite them. So when you hear people say, I think the government should perform goods and services, provide goods and services, socialism, healthcare, those are all government programs. Say, wait a minute. The nature of the system is you can't understand the details. And because you can't understand the details, you're going to get it screwed up. And that's exactly what happens every time the government gets involved in the marketplace. So, we want to keep government limited. To have a free society and a prosperous society, get your prosperity from the marketplace. Let the marketplace provide the goods and services. Leave the government to law and order and keep them away from the details, because they're going to screw them up. It's just the nature of the system. That's all for today. Buy the book and leave your comments. We want to hear from you. Talk to you later.